The White House says it's very close to reaching a deal on a Gaza ceasefire. That's according to Reuters News Agency. Now, the White House press secretary, Karoline Leavitt, has told U.S. media Israel and Hamas are very close to reaching agreement on a framework deal to end the war on Gaza. Trump has been hinting at a possible deal in the past few days. He's been pushing a 21-point plan to end the conflict. It's not the first time U.S. President Donald Trump has touted an imminent deal, though. In June, the president said a deal could be possible within the next week. Since returning to office in January, President Trump has welcomed world leaders, often just once. But Israel's leader, Benjamin Netanyahu, he's met him on 3 different occasions prior to this visit. The first of those meetings took place in February, when Netanyahu visited the White House. Trump welcomed him as the first foreign visitor of his second term. 2 months later, Netanyahu returned to Washington to talk about U.S. tariffs, Iran's nuclear ambitions, and the escalating humanitarian crisis in Gaza. And in a rare move, the 2 leaders met twice within a 24-hour period in July, discussing several issues, including a proposed ceasefire in Gaza. Well, Gideon Levy is a columnist for the Israeli newspaper Haaretz. He joins us now from Tel Aviv. Good to have you with us. So the news that we're hearing, Gideon, according to Reuters News Agency, saying that they've heard from the White House that they're very close to a deal. In your understanding of what's been reported of the 21-point U.S. plan, is that something you think Netanyahu would accept? Because it has a lot of points which go against what Netanyahu talked about at the General Assembly.
My guess, and it's only a guess, is that Netanyahu will take it and accept it as a whole package, as a whole package, in order not to show any kind of tension with Donald Trump, from whom he is quite scared. And later on, the real test will be in implementing this, and then all of a sudden, there will appear from many directions all kinds of difficulties. So my guess will be that tonight we will see a total agreement between the 2 leaders. Everyone will be happy, but the real test will be in reality in the coming weeks.
What will he communicate that message to his coalition government? Will they buy it to keep his coalition together? They don't want to see, when you read the tweets of people like Ben Gvir in the last few hours, they're reminding him that he doesn't have a mandate to end this war without destroying Hamas. They don't want to see the war end. They want to see, some of them want to see the expulsion and ethnic cleansing of Palestinians, right? How will he keep this together?
He's a super magician in telling everyone what he is expecting him to say. So he will tell one thing to Donald Trump and one thing to Ben Gvir and Smotrich. But the real question is, what will he do? And here, I don't see how he can overbridge between the 2. He will do anything possible, first of all, to keep his government, to keep his coalition. For him, that's the most important thing. In the same time, he cannot allow himself by any means to have any kind of tension and to lose Donald Trump, who is the last and only ally of Israel and the last and only ally of Benjamin Netanyahu. So it's really, right now, I wouldn't replace him. How will he overbridge between the 2? Very hard to tell. But as I say, in those things, he is quite a magician.
Maybe the magician, but we've kind of been here before with the magician, right? Because we had a peace deal agreed to in January. And at the time, we were hearing from people close to Netanyahu that he was telling them that, don't worry, we're not going to go through with this whole deal. And that's what happened. By March, Israel violated the deal. What is to guarantee, especially if what has been reported of this 21-point plan, that all the Israeli captives are to be released within 48 hours, if that is indeed what will be agreed to, what would guarantee that Israel will not resume the war after 48 hours?
There will be no guarantees. And I must remind you that when he violated the last agreement, as you rightly mentioned, the Americans didn't say a word. They gave him the green light. So again, the question is, how devoted is Donald Trump? Not how obeying is Benjamin Netanyahu. If Trump is really devoted this time, Netanyahu will have no outlet. But Donald Trump can also play a game, a double game. And, we are so scarred by so many agreements which were not implemented and hopes which were totally broken, that I'm still very skeptical that we are really facing the end of this terrible, terrible war.
All right, Gideon Levy, columnist, Far Right's newspaper, and author of The Punishment of Gaza. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Don't miss out. Get the full picture. Subscribe to Al Jazeera for reliable news and expert insights. Like, share, stay ahead.